Welcome everyone to the video games pickup video for August 2025, and I say this all the time, but it's crazy that another month is gone and 2025 is just flying along. Now for the month of August, I got 5 games. Technically it's 7, but 2 haven't gotten here yet because I only bought them the other day. But I think the 5 I got are kind of worth talking about because 2 of them are very, very interesting to actually have. Actually, all of them are interesting to have. But the first 2 I want to get into in particularly are interesting because they're kind of miracles to an extent. And I'm talking about, for the Sega Dreamcast, I picked up Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Now, these aren't, of course, official releases. I did get these off of eBay, but if anyone's been following the Dreamcast scene, you know over the last year, they were able to port GTA 3 based on like a PC version, and the same thing with Vice City over to the Dreamcast in what many people thought would be impossible ports. Now, one of the fun facts is that GTA 3, from what I've been hearing, actually started development on the Dreamcast before eventually moving over to the PlayStation 2. And it's kind of cool because with that little history fact, having these is interesting. Now, what I like about these releases, because whoever made them kind of took care, right? They mimicked exactly what a Dreamcast case would look like, even to the back, right? Which to me is kind of cool. The insert on the inside, like the manual, also is interesting because even though it's not a full-fledged manual, it actually is a little map of Liberty City. So that's kind of cool. Now, I also like, as I drop Vice City, how they did the disc, because they kind of took care with creating these discs as well. They don't look like authentic Dreamcast games by any means, but it's cool to have these and look like they're almost kind of official releases. That's almost the same thing with Vice City. Very similar kind of art style they did here. Back is similar as well. The one weird thing about Vice City, though, is, and I haven't played it yet, but it says that you need 70 to 75 blocks to save the games. They have to be on different VMUs, and also the Vice City save file will not show up when you try to load it from the main menu of the game after you shut off your console. To load your save file, you have to start a new game, then pause, then load the save file. So, I get it, you know, these aren't official releases. They're probably not perfect in any means, but as proof of concepts, I think it's great to have, because from what I heard, they are fully playable. And I guess I need to go track down 2 VMUs extra by the time I want to play these, just so I have enough space. And I'm kind of also running out of space on my VMU anyway. Now, another game I picked up this month that is also kind of a game I never thought would happen, but with the changing landscape of the gaming industry, I guess it was just a matter of time. And that is Gears of War Reloaded on the PlayStation 5. Now, this is just basically a remaster of the original Gears of War that came out on the Xbox 360 back in, I think, 2006. It's so weird, too, seeing the back where you have, like, you know, Xbox Game Studios on a PlayStation game. I wanted this, not because I loved the Gears of War series. To me, it was just alright. I know I might get a little hate for that. But to have a game that I always thought was going to be synonymous with Xbox coming over to PlayStation is wild. Like, Gears of War 1 through 3, and if they had any spin-offs, were all Xbox exclusives. And having, I don't know, what was like a legendary 360 game on a PlayStation console is just wild to me. And the game also is not expensive. I think it's only like $30, which works out great because it wasn't breaking the bank. And I don't know, this is going to be fun to play, I think. Now, one of the big releases I picked up in the month of August, which I'm guessing a lot of you guys might have, was Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Now, this is a reimagining, I guess if you want to call it, of Metal Gear Solid 3. And I loved Metal Gear Solid 3. And the fact that they remade this game for the modern era is just, I don't know, kind of cool, bringing it up to life. I'm guessing the story is relatively the same. I remember how many cutscenes and like just cinematics were in Metal Gear Solid 3 to the point where I could like put my controller down and just felt like I was watching a movie. I remember there being like some cutscenes that were like 45-minute long cutscenes. So when I eventually get around to playing this, I think I'm going to be very, very happy with it. I think it's going to be cool to play a classic PlayStation 2 game remade for the modern era, and that's almost the same vibe as like Gears of War Reloaded. They were games that were synonymous with a certain era in gaming that is now retro, but to have them being brought up to enjoy it in a whole new way in 2025 to me is fantastic. Now the last game I want to show you, even though I have a Nintendo Switch 2, this is a Nintendo Switch 1 game that I always said I wanted a physical copy of, because when this was first released, it was digital only, and it pissed me off because I had the original, which I loved, as a physical copy on the Switch 1 that got me through those dark years of 2020. And that is Salt and Sacrifice. Now, the original game, Salt and Sanctuary, was one of my favorite games when I played it in 2020. It's like a Souls-like game, but it's 2D. It has a very dark aesthetic. It was tough, but it was addicting. It was fun. So when they announced the sequel, I said I wouldn't buy it until a physical version came out. However, it almost because this game's been out since like 2023, I think. Yeah. It almost felt like it was never going to happen. I was waiting. I was like, maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year they'll release it or announce it. And they never did. And it was, for me, very sad story. So I caved and I bought it on the PlayStation 5. Haven't played it yet. And then it was like literally right after I bought it on the PS5 that they announced the physical version through Limited Run. Again, I got it for the Switch. For the sheer fact that the first one I had for the Switch, I want to, keep the collection in order, if you want to call it that. But I am looking forward to this game. It's been out for a while. I bet a lot of people love it. I bet a lot of people were looking forward to this game. And here I am, just holding on to it now, and eventually going to play it. Right now, I've been playing Death's Door, which is a cool little, like, weird Zelda-like, Souls-like game, where you play as, like, a crow, I believe, or a raven. And it's fun. I've also still been playing Lego City Undercover. I haven't beaten it yet. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. 3-day weekend. I got some time to myself. I know people love Lego City Undercover, but to me, I liked it when I first started playing it. However, it's just kind of dragging now as I'm towards the end of the game, and I feel like the chapters are too long. Maybe I'm just not fully focused into it, but that's just me. However, as we pulled this video to the close, that were the 5 games I picked up this month. What do you think of these? Did you pick up any of these yourself? Have you played any of them? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What games are you looking forward to picking up in the future? What games do you recommend me picking up to play one day? I want to hear all your thoughts, guys. Until next time, have a good weekend. Have a good life whenever you're watching this. See ya. Bye.